Howdy, Brazos Valley. This is Hayden Riley, broker with Inhabit Real Estate Group, with your MLS update. This is where I go over the previous month's real estate statistics to share with you what has been going on in the Brazos Valley. And keep in mind, this information is general information provided by the Texas Association of Realtors, by the Bryan College Station MLS, and by the Texas Real Estate Center. It is general information for the entire area. If you'd like to know how this applies specifically to you, please feel free to reach out to me at haydenriley.com or on Facebook at Hayden Riley Realtor. Without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started? It's May, everyone, and we're going over April's numbers. Let's take a look at the average days on market. As we've done up to this point this year, we're looking at the red line for the next three graphics, this one included. So we're at 69 days on the market as average for our active listings. We've been below previous years since July of last year, which means that properties are continuing to come off the market at a fairly quick clip. So that's definitely an indicator of us being in a seller's market. We'll take a look at the units sold, which is also closed transactions. Again, looking at the red line, 375, a slight dip from March of this year, and definitely performing lower than we did this time last year. But last year, I think, was an anomaly. We definitely had, you can see we were much, much higher than we typically are in terms of closed transactions from March through July. And 375 for the month of April, you can see if you look at pre-pandemic numbers, this purple and gray line here, this is definitely, almost at peak for our pre-pandemic numbers. So it's all relative. We're still selling at a quick clip. Just not as many listings out there, not as much inventory to close on as we did have this time last year. Our new listings taken are not helping add to the inventory. We started the year low. We're back on trend right now. We've not had, you can see we had some dips at the beginning of this and last year, and also in April of 2020. And really, we don't have any equivalent upticks in this trend to make up for those things. So the inventory is still continuing its downward progression. As to whether or not it's going to stop and maybe come up, we'll see. That'll all depend not just on new listings taken, but of course on how many closed transactions we'll have in upcoming months. So we'll keep our eyes on that. The Bryan College Station housing report is just looking at College Station and Bryan. Median price point at $296,000, which is up 27.6%. Active listings down 6.4%. Days on market 69, as it was for the entire area. The price distribution is a little bit different this month. We're used to seeing the lion's share of active listings between $200,000 and $300,000. And then the next highest category is usually $100,000 to $200,000, but not so this month, or at least in April. The next one down this time is between $300,000 and $400,000, which is an indication that prices are going up. Closed sales down 13.6%, and months of inventory 1.2%, or 1.2 months. And for those of you not familiar with that statistic, it's if you take the number of closed transactions for the month of April and you multiply them out without adding any new listings, the question is how many months would it take to deplete our inventory entirely, and the answer would be 1.2 months. So that's how we come up with that number. And last, this is a statistic that is something that only I supply. It's based on our residential statistics in the Bryan College Station MLS. That's where I pull my numbers from. Of our active 543 active listings, 123 went under contract last week. 22.6% of our market went off the market. That's a very aggressive clip. As you can see, we're not quite at where we were this time last year, but again, not to worry. It's still at 10% is a very active month for pre-pandemic numbers. So, we're still selling things pretty quickly, as you saw before. Prices are going up. Not to worry in terms of, if you're a seller who's out there. And buyers, yes, you'll still be competing with other buyers for property. That's just to be expected. If you do have any questions regarding your individual situation, I've included a link. If you've received this video via email, there's a link in the email where you can schedule a time to either talk on the phone or meet in person. There's also, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the notes, you can click on that link and do the same. Hopefully this has been useful to all of you. Appreciate you listening, and talk to you next time.